starts with severe weather Team 11 coverage.
We dipped into the teens this morning, but you'll feel a big jump in temperatures this afternoon. Meteorologist Scott Harbaugh is tracking the start of a warm-up in severe weather Center 11.
Yeah, we're up about 14 degrees from where we were earlier this morning. Still about 10, 11, 12 degrees to go during the afternoon. 30 degrees as we look live into downtown Pittsburgh right now. But with that breeze, there's still a little bit of a wind chill right now. It feels like 23 in Pittsburgh, feels like 21 in Butler, and the air is fairly dry right now. So keep in mind when you step outside, although it's better than yesterday, with the lack of wind, it still feels definitely on the cold side today. Visible satellite, just some high, thin clouds coming through. The sun bleeding through them, and eventually we'll thin some of these out. Get a decent amount of sunshine 2, 3, 4 o'clock this afternoon before clouds start to fill back in as we head toward the evening hours. Temperatures will make it to about 42 this afternoon, then only slowly dip into the upper 30s tonight. I'm tracking a big warm-up heading into the weekend, but that will mean some rain. I'll let you know the best times to get outside for your weekend plans coming up in about 15 minutes.
We're getting our first look at a mom and dad accused of letting their 4 kids live in filth in a home in Westmoreland County. Cloyd and Melissa Zimmerman are charged with child endangerment and animal neglect. Their preliminary hearing was waived this morning, meaning the case moves forward. Their 4 children, as well as dogs and cats, were removed from their Hempfield Township home a few weeks ago after officials said the house wasn't safe or healthy to be in. A dog rescued from the house was put up for adoption. Another dog had a procedure on its leg. The Zimmermans' next court date is in March. A judge has ruled victims of pre-sex abuse and their parents can move forward with a lawsuit against the Catholic Diocese of Pittsburgh. The lawsuit says the diocese has not fulfilled its obligations under state law to report child sexual abusers. Lawyers for the victims say this is the first time a private citizen has been allowed to challenge an institution to prove it's complying with the law. The parents and survivors behind the suit claim, Pittsburgh and 7 other dioceses in Pennsylvania created a public nuisance by failing to report every allegation. A spokeswoman for the Pittsburgh Diocese says it is in full compliance with the state's reporting requirements. Traffic on Route 28 is back to normal at this hour after a crash in Millvale caused huge delays during the morning commute. We're told a tractor-trailer crashed and hit a barrier around 2 this morning. There were reports of a diesel spill as well. Traffic was detoured for more than 5 hours. Shaler Township Police confirmed no one was hurt. Breaking news in the last half hour, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says she will likely send the articles of impeachment to the Senate soon. In her weekly news conference, Pelosi said she's sticking to her plan to delay sending the articles until Republicans disclose how they plan to conduct the trial.
It's one person to speak for the House and one person to speak for the White House. Did you know that? 1986. So is that the rule under which they're going? But all we want to know is, what are the rules? It doesn't mean we have to agree to the rules or we have to like the rules. We just want to know what they are.
Meanwhile, the full House of Representatives is expected to vote on War Powers Resolution today. That vote would limit President Trump's military actions against Iran. Rockets hit the green zone in Iraq's capital 1 day after Iran launched missile attacks on bases housing U.S. and other coalition forces in Iraq. NBC's Richard Engel reports from Iraq.
Sirens over Baghdad overnight as rockets were fired at the Green Zone, home to American troops and the U.S. Embassy. The small, unguided rockets caused no damage. It's unclear who fired them, but what is clear is that tensions remain extremely high after Iran fired ballistic missiles at bases in Iraq housing American forces in retaliation for President Trump's order to kill Iran's top general outside Baghdad airport. President Trump gave his response on Wednesday.
We suffered no casualties. All of our soldiers are safe, and only minimal damage was sustained at our military bases. Our great American forces are prepared for anything. Iran appears to be standing down, which is a good thing for all parties concerned and a very good thing for the world.
He seemed to be looking for an off-ramp.
U.S. armed forces are stronger than ever before. The fact that we have this great military and equipment, however, does not mean we have to use it. We do not want to use it.
His comments coming as the administration gave classified briefings to select senators about why the president decided to kill the Iranian general now in Iraq. The administration says he was plotting imminent attacks against Americans. But even some members of the president's own party were unconvinced the administration made its case.
Probably the worst briefing I've seen, at least on a military issue, in the 9 years I've served in the United States Senate. I walked into the briefing undecided. I walked out decided, specifically because of what happened in that briefing.
Our duty under the Constitution is for us to debate when we go to war, and we, for one, are not going to abdicate that duty.
Those two senators now announcing they'll support a Democratic effort to force the president to get congressional approval before any escalation with Iran.
Most Republicans, however, seem to be sticking with the president, while others, including now the Pope, are warning of the dangers of this tension between the United States and Iran. Richard Engel, NBC News, Erbil, Iraq.
Pennsylvania's 2 U.S. senators are split over the killing of the Iranian general. After yesterday's briefing, Republican Senator Pat Toomey told reporters the president's decision was merited and undoubtedly saved American lives, while Democratic Senator Bob Casey said the briefing left him with too many unanswered questions, including whether or not there's an immediate threat. A viewing will be held today for a paramedic killed while responding to a crash. The viewing for Matthew Smelser will be from 2 to 6 today at the Mara Funeral Home in Monongahela. He was killed Sunday morning on Interstate 70 in Ross River Township. His funeral will be tomorrow morning. Hundreds of first responders are expected to take part in the procession. A family lost nearly everything when their home caught fire. This video from a viewer shows the house in flames. We followed this as breaking news last night at 11, and today we're learning more about the challenges firefighters had to overcome. The fire was sparked at the home on Herbs Road, I should say, in Kennedy Township. When firefighters reached the home, they had to break every window to vent the flames. And the wind chills were in the teens, which caused the water from the fire trucks to cover the road with ice.
We got a call for a lady reporting smoke in her house. We got on scene, and the back of the house was on fire. When we got on scene, the homeowner reported she heard a pop, and that's when she seen the smoke.
Everyone in the home got out safely, but 2 cats did not make it out. The fire marshal is investigating the cause. Heartbreaking images. A little girl covered in second-degree burns, and her family says she got them at Pittsburgh's King School on the north side. The child's mother is raising some serious questions with the school and the district. Why were students so young handling boiling water? Channel 11's Joe Arena spoke with the family's lawyer.
The images are painful to look at. What you're seeing are second-degree burns on this 5-year-old girl's body that her family says happened at King K-8 on the north side. The family says this was the result of a science experiment involving boiling water.
I think they want answers, and rightfully so.
Personal injury and civil rights attorney Todd Hollis is representing the family. He says when he met the little girl in these pictures, she was so brave to talk.
Beautiful little girl, heartbreaking, yet, she's very articulate, has informed us that, through some kind of project that occurred at the school, she sustained second and or third degree burns.
Hollis says he's not yet spoken with anyone from Pittsburgh Public Schools, but they are aware that there is pending litigation, so he expects he will be in touch with the district's representatives soon. Channel 11 contacted the school district and got this statement saying the incident is currently under investigation. As it is a personnel matter, we are unable to provide further comment. Hollis says the family found out about the child's burns through a phone call from someone at the school, saying the girl had sustained minor burns, but they were actually a lot worse.
Once the aunt got to the school, realized that the burns were much more significant than what she had been led to believe.
The girl received treatment for second-degree burns, but the family says she'll be heading back to the hospital in a few days to see if those burns could be upgraded to third-degree burns. Breaking right now, investigators are back on the scene of the deadly turnpike crash in Westmoreland County. This is live video here from Chopper 11. It appears investigators are inspecting the area, and they have a camera set up there. Crews from the NTSB have been in the area since the crash happened early Sunday morning in Mount Pleasant Township. We'll continue to monitor any updates they give us and break in when we learn more. Police are not sure if the victims of a crash in McKeesport were targeted by another driver who opened fire on their car. This was the scene Tuesday night on Washington Street. A teenage girl was hurt when the car rolled over. At last check, she was in critical condition. Police say the victims had just left a high school basketball game when the driver was trying to outrun bullets being fired from a pickup truck. Police are looking for a silver 2011 Ford F-150, platinum in color with a moonroof. Kennametal may be closing more plants than originally planned. According to our partners at the Pittsburgh Business Times, the company updated its restructuring plans this week. Company officials have not said when or where the closures might happen. Kennametal had poor results in the third quarter last year, and fourth quarter results are expected to be weak. Few details on a move to save Ligonier Beach. The summer spot in Westmoreland County shut down after the owners went bankrupt. Then the township bought the property. Channel 11's Liz Kilmer found out what's happening now to jumpstart redevelopment.
Here at Ligonier Beach, the sign says closed, and the property itself, it's overgrown and it's abandoned. But this all could change now that the township's hired an architect to look at ways to revitalize it. Snow-covered and deserted, Ligonier Beach has certainly seen better days, but it may get a second chance. Channel 11 told you the nearly century-old attraction shut down a couple of seasons ago. It had been privately owned and faced a damaging flood. But now it's in the township's hands, and our Trib partners report officials have hired an architect and created a committee of leaders and locals to determine how they can best bring it back. Folks we spoke with are excited.
You know, I think it would be a help to the community if it would stay around and open back up. It definitely would be a help to the economy around here, I think. And like I said, I'm a history buff, and I hate to see the history go away of the place. So will you get the chance to swim here this summer? We're going to talk more about a potential timeline coming up tonight at 5. In Ligonier, I'm Liz Kilmer, Channel 11 News.
Pretty messed up, just, you know, because these are probably Christmas gifts.
Customers confused by the sudden shutdown of a local store. What's happening with dozens of orders left behind? Credit card numbers stolen and used at a local Walmart. The high-tech tools state police think these guys are using to pull it off. And a woman caught on surveillance video throwing a cup of fresh coffee at a state trooper.
Talk about somebody dumping something on you that's scalding hot.
The $4 crime that police say led to this serious situation.
Big warm-up on the way, but not dry everywhere. I'm tracking the areas where you're most likely to get outside and enjoy the warmth.
You're streaming WPXI now, your source for original local shows. Check out the intense, action-packed world of esports. Top plays and interviews on Esports Weekly, Saturday and Sunday at 10 a.m. and 7:30 p.m. on WPXI.
Between the lies.
She's an 18-year-old girl. She got a settlement. You saw a little money. You wanted a big red truck.
Like Judge Judy.
Shiny, shiny, shiny red truck.
Judge Judy, weekdays at 4 and 4:30 on Channel 11. Channel 11 News, 11 at 11. 11 minutes of news and weather before the first commercial.
A store's sudden shutdown leaves customers asking what's going on with their orders. The photography store in Cranberry is a national chain. Now the windows are covered in paper with a sign saying it's closed for good. Channel 11's Mike Holden found out how UPS stepped up to help customers.
This Cranberry photo store right behind me, as well as the national chain, have shut down permanently. It's left many customers wondering why, as Cranberry officials now work to find a replacement. Paper now covers the front windows and door of Portrait Innovations, preventing anyone from seeing inside the former photo store. A spokesperson with the Streets of Cranberry Shops confirms the business abruptly shut down overnight last week. In fact, they found a note on the door saying Portrait Innovations was never coming back. You're looking at what was left behind in the empty store. More than 40 customer orders. The orders include dozens of large photos on canvases and envelope after envelope of pictures and photos on discs. The UPS store next door has collected all of the items and is now working to hand them over to the rightful customers. We tried to go on Portrait Innovations' website, contact an owner, and ask for comment, but the site no longer loads, and their message on Google states they're permanently closed.
It's pretty messed up, just, because these are probably Christmas gifts, and the one customer who did come in to pick them up already told us she paid over $200.
Confused. Why? The economy's doing pretty well. Would think that people would not just take off.
And if you can't pick your photos up in person right here behind me at the UPS store, just go to our website, WPXI.com. That's where you can find all of the contact information. Meantime, coming up on Channel 11 News at 5 tonight, we're diving deeper into this story and working to get a response from the national chain. Reporting in Cranberry, Mike Holden, Channel 11 News.
Surveillance video shows an incident where state police say a woman threw a cup of hot coffee on a state trooper. Police say Sonia Connors stole items from the BFS store in Youngwood on Sunday. Then she went into a nearby Burger King, poured herself a cup of coffee, and refused to pay.
There could have been burns that could have happened to the police officer if it hit him in the eyes, things of that nature. And the fact that this was something very, very simple that could have been taken care of, and instead it escalated, because of the actions of the person we were trying to take into custody.
Connors is charged with aggravated assault and other offenses, including shoplifting. Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg says she is cancer-free following several health scares. In an interview with CNN, the Supreme Court Justice says she no longer has cancer. She has now survived cancer 4 times. Late in 2018, Ginsburg was treated for a cancerous growth in her lungs. 2 malignant nodules were removed from her left lung last January. And Ginsburg also was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in August of last year. More people than ever are winning the fight against cancer. That's one of the key takeaways from the American Cancer Society's annual report on cancer rates and trends. But within the report, news is mixed. Sarah Doloff breaks down the numbers.
A new milestone on the cancer-fighting front. Death rates declined 29% in 26 years. According to a new report by the American Cancer Society, that figure includes a 2.2% decrease from 2016 to 2017, the largest one-year decline of cancer deaths ever reported.
It's highly significant that we're seeing such a tremendous drop, which means we're getting better at treating certain cancers.
Mortality rates of lung cancer, the leading cause of cancer deaths, are down significantly, 4% per year over the past 5 years. Melanoma death rates saw an even sharper decline.
We have drugs that stimulate the patient's bodies to kill their tumor cells.
Overall, the American Cancer Society estimates nearly 3 million lives have been saved, roughly the population of Chicago.
It means we're making good progress in reducing the cancer burden.
But the news isn't all positive. Health experts note white cancer patients have slightly higher 5-year survival rates than African Americans. And progress has slowed when it comes to colon, breast, and prostate cancer.
We have a ways to go. We still need to develop better therapeutics, better diagnostics.
They encourage individuals to do their part with smart lifestyle choices, including regular exercise, cancer screenings, limiting alcohol, and stopping, or better yet, never starting smoking. Sarah Doloff, NBC News.
Breaking right now, 2 U.S. officials say it is highly likely an Iranian anti-aircraft missile brought down the Ukrainian passenger plane over Tehran. Ukraine has been investigating multiple possible causes of Wednesday's deadly jetliner crash that killed 176 passengers and crew shortly after takeoff in Tehran. These include the theory that the plane was hit by anti-aircraft missiles.
your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
A very slow warm-up across the area today and drastically different temperatures. The southerly winds have kicked in from Pittsburgh south. Still pretty much an east-southeast wind north of Pittsburgh. So right now, 25 degrees in Franklin, 28 Butler, 30 in Pittsburgh. But look at Morgantown. Already 41 degrees, even Washington at 34. So the warm air is starting to come up from the south, and we'll notice it this afternoon as we make it back to 42 in the city of Pittsburgh, where the suburbs will stay in the upper 30s to near 40 degrees. Sunshine and some of those high, thin clouds. Sun will make it through most of the afternoon. Tonight, only going to drop off a couple ticks and then slowly rise those temperatures overnight tonight. I think the 37 degrees is just about 9, 10 o'clock tonight. Then temperatures will slowly rise during the overnight hours. So when you wake up and start your day on Friday, temperatures will already be in the lower 40s. Here's Storm Tracker, 4:30 tomorrow morning. Gordon and I will be here for Channel 11 Morning News. Clouds already into the area, but notice where the rain is. Basically northwest of Pittsburgh. There's a front approaching the area, and it's going to kind of stall to our north for a couple of days. So by 9 tomorrow morning, rain for Beaver, rain for Butler, rain for Clarion, and we'll extend that south a little bit through about noon before it bows back to the north. Tomorrow is going to be one of those days where the I-80 corridor is going to see rain pretty much most of the day. Once you get south of I-70, might not see a drop of rain at all during the day tomorrow. That extends into tomorrow evening. So wide array of temperatures tomorrow, too. Pittsburgh 57, Morgantown mid-60s tomorrow, Butler upper 40s for high temperatures. Now, all told, Friday night, Saturday night, most areas will pick up about a ½ inch to an inch of rain. But once you get north of Beaver, Butler, Clarion, 1 to 2 inches of rain because of that steadier stream of rain. A lot of folks want to get out and enjoy the warmth on Saturday. We'll start with showers in the morning, but notice at 10 a.m., again, most of the showers, Pittsburgh on north, and even during the afternoon hours, 1:30, maybe rain north hills of Pittsburgh, south hills could be dry. Then we all dry out for a couple hours on Saturday afternoon, 3, 4, 5 o'clock. Air pretty dry, strong southerly winds, temperatures really going to warm up, and notice the sun trying to break out just before sunset. That's going to mean temperatures could shoot to near 70 in Morgantown, mid-60s in Pittsburgh, low 60s in Butler before showers, and maybe even a thunderstorm arrive late Saturday evening and overnight Saturday night. So 66 on Saturday with occasional rain, especially from Pittsburgh north and west. Then Sunday could be a shower early in the day, most of the day dry, a little cooler, still mild for this time of the year, and a high of 49 degrees. Monday mostly cloudy, 52, so still warm heading into the first part of next week. Coming up next half hour, we'll have updated storm tracker, new timing on the rainfall over the course of the next couple of days. Gordon?
Facebook has announced new changes this morning that could keep fake political ads from your news feed, but what the company says it's not going to change ahead of the 2020 election. And a surprising proposal from one police officer to another.
In Severe Weather Center 11, we cover weather everywhere you live.
And we have the experience to get it right. We know the weather patterns across our neighborhoods and understand the unique influences on your area.
It's why there can be heavy downpours in northern Allegheny County.
While it's dry in Greensburg and snow is moving into Irwin.
Our priority is to prepare you for the weather in your neighborhood.
Count on Severe Weather Team 11 on Channel 11 News.
Tracking storms where you live. from where you live.
Watch Channel 11 News at 5.
Macy's holiday sales were better than expected. Same-store sales fell 6%, but that is much less than the decline that the stock market analysts were predicting. Despite that, Macy's is going to close 28 stores across the country. In Pennsylvania, the stores at the Harrisburg Mall and the Nittany Mall at State College will close. Pittsburgh area stores are safe for now. A police officer in Missouri was shocked to see flashing lights in a rearview mirror, but that traffic stop sent her life in a new direction. The University of Missouri police officer said that she knew something wasn't right when the officer told her her taillight was broken out of her car. And when the officer asked her to get out and to see the damage, she was not expecting to see her boyfriend, who is also a police officer, on the local force.
After I bought the ring, I kind of passed around the idea to family members and friends, and everybody thought it would be a great idea and thought it would be really unique.
I don't know, I pretty much blacked out. He pulled out a ring, I guess, and asked me to marry him. I didn't believe him.
Plan to get married in July. Congratulations to them. Credit card numbers stolen and used at a local Walmart. How state police think these men are using their phones to pull it off. And Uber's flying taxis are taking off. How Pittsburgh is playing a small role in their development.
50s tomorrow, 60s on Saturday, but I'm updating Storm Tracker to pinpoint where you're going to see rain as we head into the weekend.
You're streaming WPXI now, your source for original local shows. Get the inside scoop on all the hot events, entertainment, and celebrities in and around Pittsburgh every week. Stream Access Pittsburgh on demand anytime on WPXI.
Covers weather everywhere you live.
And we have the experience to get it right. We know the unique weather patterns across our neighborhood.
It's why it can be snowing in Beaver County,
while it's dry in Westmoreland County.
Weather coverage you can count on.
Pittsburgh's Chief Meteorologist Stephen Cropper tracking the weather in your neighborhood.
State police say these guys are racking up hundreds of dollars in charges using stolen credit card numbers. Troopers say they may be using a skimmer to steal the bank information, then using payment apps on their phones to check out. Channel 11's Melanie Gillespie spoke to investigators about why they think this has been going on for quite some time.
The way thieves are getting a hold of your personal information is becoming more advanced and more elusive than ever before. And investigators believe this crime all starts with skimming.
We feel like there's probably some type of skimming device that was used to capture the image of their credit card, and then they're able to take that device that's been skimming and capturing all those images and then taking them and immediately using them.
Police say 3 men are suspected of using local victims' personal credit card information at area Walmart stores like this one in Hempfield Township. Police say these 3, seen on surveillance video, hit the store 10 times, using fraudulent information, paying right from their phones.
And they're able to download the credit card to their phone, so they're walking up to the register and actually sticking their phone out and paying with their phone as like some type of pay, in this particular case like an Apple Pay.
And police believe their experience with this. They say they were strategic about concealing their faces at certain points in the store and believe they're moving from town to town to commit these complex crimes.
If there's other police departments that have these cases, we'd love to get together and work with them to see if we can try and combine forces to find out who these individuals are.
Police say the men are targeting those Visa gift cards because they can pawn those off to stores and get cash, or they can use it to buy other merchandise. Police have now filed charges against a driver accused of hitting and killing a bicyclist last October. They say Thomas Morton was drunk when he struck Austin Fike along Brookline Boulevard. Family and friends say Fike was riding to McDonald's that night to get his son something to eat. And more details now. Channel 11 just told you last month that a memorial in Fike's honor keeps disappearing. His family says they keep putting flowers and candles at the spot where he was killed, but someone keeps taking them down. A former Washington County official accused of stealing nearly $100,000 will stand trial. Frank Scandal waived his case to court yesterday. He's the county's former clerk of courts. Scandal pleaded not guilty in November.
I think he's embarrassed. I think he's more concerned about his family. He's clearly more concerned about his family and his children.
The investigation into Scandal began after an audit discovered deposits were missing. We dipped into the teens this morning, but you will feel a big jump in temperatures this afternoon. Meteorologist Scott Harbaugh is tracking the changes that begin to warm up here in Severe Weather Center 11.
It's a slow start to the warm-up. Temperatures only cracking about 30 degrees right now in Pittsburgh. We have some filtered sunshine as we look live into downtown Pittsburgh with tower cam right now. Most areas upper 20s, low 30s. That includes 30 in Pittsburgh right now. Beaver now up to 32. Look at Morgantown, 41 degrees. A little bit of a southeast wind that's going to bring in the warmer air, but the bad side to it is any sort of breeze at all adds to the wind chill, so it feels like 23 in Pittsburgh, 21 right now in Butler. Storm tracker this afternoon. We'll see a little bit of sunshine, the clouds mixing in, and then tonight clouds really start to take over the areas. Temperatures only drop into the upper 30s this evening. Big warm up tomorrow. Bigger warm up on Saturday. I'm updating Storm Tracker right now to show you which neighborhoods are most likely to be dry for the bulk of the day on Saturday, so you can get out and enjoy that near record warmth.
A woman is accused of trying to ram a police car in an attempt to get away. Police say it happened on Saturday along Russellton Road in Harbor. Michelle Sweet is also accused of driving into oncoming traffic. Police are warning neighbors in South Greensburg to be on alert after someone broke into a home there. Someone busted out a window at a home on Pine Street and got away with cash. The victims are still working to figure out if anything else was stolen. Nearly 15 months after the Tree of Life massacre, state and local leaders are addressing hate crimes in Pennsylvania. State Attorney General Josh Shapiro and Rabbi Jeffrey Myers were part of a panel on hate crimes last night at the Heinz History Center. Panelists talked about hate crimes, creating a safer community, and free speech. Shapiro says there's been a spike in religious and LGBTQ attacks in Pennsylvania.
The more we can tone down the rhetoric while still protecting free speech, I know we can bring down those incidents of hate actions.
Shapiro went on to say sharing ideas is a way to combat hate speech. New concerns about digital deception, the American people being tricked by false information online. Facebook announced today it will allow users more control over the political ads, but it won't stop fake ads ahead of the presidential election. Channel 11's Jacqueline Fell has the developing details.
Twitter banned political ads. Google limited them. For months, Facebook has faced pressure to stop fake ads from being posted ahead of the 2020 presidential election. In the age of social media, it can be hard to tell at times if what you're reading is true. In a blog posted today, Facebook says it will continue running political ads and it will not prevent politicians from lying in ads they buy on the platform. Facebook says it'll allow users, though, to control more of the ads they see in their news feed. That includes limiting how many they see. Yesterday, a Facebook executive told lawmakers on Capitol Hill that the company uses third-party fact checkers to look into any questionable or flagged content.
We put a label over it, this is false information, but then we show people, here's what fact checkers are saying about this story.
Liberal critics have pushed social media giants to do a better job at policing its platforms, while conservatives argued free speech. With no change, Facebook is essentially saying they're doing the best they can without government guidance and see little benefit to the company or the public in changing. In Washington, Jacqueline Fell, Channel 11 News.
We're seeing another sign of just how important your vote will be in November's presidential election. Baldwin Wallace University in Ohio is expanding its polling of Pennsylvania. They'll do 4 polls, each focusing on a different issue. They'll be done throughout the year leading up to November. Researchers will also focus on Michigan and Wisconsin. Dozens of jobs could be in jeopardy if a local steel producer is not excluded from a tariff being imposed by the Trump administration. A 25% tariff is being imposed on imported steel. The CEO of Allegheny Technologies tells the Trib that one of the company's plants in Beaver County could be forced to close because of this. The plant opened 2 years ago in Midland. It could be forced to close within months, they say, if the exclusion is not granted. 100 people work at that facility. Murraysville Council has approved its first fracking well. The vote came in late December and sets up parameters for the well off Bollinger Road. This comes as an appeal of the municipality's zoning ordinance sits before the Westmoreland County Court of Common Pleas. Uber is putting its flying taxis on display at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. Take a look. This could one day be your Uber ride. Uber's new flying taxis, built by Hyundai, are preparing to hit the skies, zooming up to 180 miles an hour and as far away as 60 miles. Uber says they could be flying as early as 2023. And we asked Uber if Pittsburgh might be playing a role in their development, and they said the Elevate team is based in San Francisco, with the exception of a couple of people who are based here in Pittsburgh. Those people are exclusively focused on design. Uber is also expanding a team focused on aerial ride-sharing at its Paris Advanced Technology Center. A shocking move by the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. The British royals say they're stepping back as seniors of the royal family. What went into their surprising decision?
Snow falls, we use the area's most powerful tools to keep you prepared.
The most extensive school closings, always scrolling.
I'm tracking snow where you live.
And our traffic trackers show you live conditions. I'm bringing you urgent updates from the breaking news desk.
Count on 11 Alert on Channel 11 Morning News.
Whether the weather is good or whether the weather is bad, count on Armstrong support and service all throughout the year.
forecast, now on your screen all the time on Channel 11 News.
In a rare move, Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan are stepping back as senior members of the royal family. The couple announced they will focus on becoming financially independent while still living in their cottage in the UK and using royal security. Keir Simmons has more on the shocking decision.
A rift in the royal family not seen for a generation. Prince Harry, the most popular royal after the Queen, and his American wife Meghan, issuing what amounts to a declaration of independence. Their bombshell announcement taking other royals by surprise, saying they plan to split their time between the UK and North America. We intend to step back as senior members of the royal family, their statement says, and work to become financially independent while continuing to fully support Her Majesty the Queen. There was no advance warning for the Queen, Prince Charles or Prince William. Buckingham Palace issuing a terse response. Discussions with the Duke and Duchess of Sussex are at an early stage. We understand their desire to take a different approach. These are complicated issues.
They really are the global royal couple. Them stepping back as senior royals is such big news because it is the end of Harry and Meghan as a central part, a core part of the royal family.
On a slick new website this morning, Harry and Meghan setting out how they think the arrangement will work, even calling out tabloid newspapers they will no longer work with. Prince Harry's fury with the media, which he blames for the death of his mom, Princess Diana, another big factor. But how the break will work is still unclear. Will the couple keep their royal titles, even if they live overseas? Would Harry still be in line for the throne?
It is no exaggeration to say that this is now a crisis for the royal family. Just to give you one example, anti-monarchists here are already saying that this shows how entitled and overprivileged members of the royal family are, and also accusing other members of the royal family of being cold and unfeeling. Not since Harry's mom, Princess Diana, has a split in the royal family had the potential to do such damage. Keir Simmons, NBC News, Windsor.
A local mayor off the job for almost 2 years, returned to work and fired 2 people. The mayor's not so surprising welcome next.
As we head through Saturday.
You're streaming WPXI now, your source for original local shows. Corruption, fraud, scandal. Veteran reporter Brian Ross shines a light on accused criminals. Brian Ross Investigates, Friday at 9 p.m. right here on WPXI.
you prepared.
The most extensive school closings, always scrolling.
Snow totals where you live.
And live conditions on the roads you travel. Plus urgent updates from the breaking news desk.
Watch Channel 11 Morning News.
Watch Channel 11 News at 6.
Followed by NBC Nightly News at 6:30.
Off the job for almost 2 years, Menneson's mayor comes back to work unannounced and fires 2 top city employees. The mayor, along with 2 other council members, voted to fire the city administrator and solicitor. Other members of council want to know why. Channel 11's Michelle Newell has more on the politics at play.
It wasn't a warm welcome for Menneson Mayor Matt Sherrod. The mayor has missed every city council meeting for nearly 2 years. In his absence, 2 council members, the city administrator, and the solicitor essentially ran the city. That all changed Monday night. Mayor Sherrod showed up with his own agenda.
I make a motion to terminate the services of the law firm Dodaro, Madden, Canvas, and Joseph R. Delfonso effective immediately.
Anthony Orzechowski, who acted as deputy mayor and director of finance in Sherrod's absence, quickly questioned the mayor's motion to fire the solicitor.
1, why? 2, justifications. 3, where the hell have you been?
It's a question so many have.
You answer my question.
I will not.
The mayor finally had this to say.
We are moving in a new direction.
No, why?
After the solicitor was fired, Mayor Sherrod had the city administrator call the roll for her own termination.
Judy did the job of 3 people for over a year.
Orzechowski left the meeting with a change in roles, too.
I'm currently now the director of parks.
We called the mayor for answers. It eventually went to voicemail.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
We went to his house. No answer. I'm Michelle Newell for Channel 11 News.
A local township just added new trucks to their firefighting fleet. The aerial ladder trucks replace older trucks at the Hempfield Fire Department. The chief told the Trib it adds another layer of safety to the township. Over the past year, officials worked to combine the township's 12 stations. It came after a report on staffing and response times. Supervisors named a deputy fire chief and laid the groundwork for training. And it took nearly 6 years, but the Trib has also learned all the fire hydrants in Greensburg have been adopted. The volunteer fire department had started the Adopt a Hydrant campaign in 2014 to pay for the signs to place on the hydrants. The signs help crews find the hydrants in case they get covered by snow. The fire department tells the Trib they needed the donations because the signs cost $25 each, and there are nearly 350 hydrants in Greensburg. Buying is still more affordable than renting a home in more than half of the country's housing markets, but location is still key. A new report from Adam Data Solutions shows that ownership is more affordable in lightly populated counties, while renting is better in suburban or urban areas. Adam says with interest rates falling, owning can still be more affordable overall as an option, even as home prices keep rising. Lyft is teaming up with Chase to offer extended rewards to Chase customers who use their credit cards to pay for rides. Lyft says the partnership aims to attract and retain high-value customers who travel and use its services frequently. Chase Sapphire Reserve members will earn 10 reward points on every dollar they spend on Lyft.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
We have about a 16-degree spread in temperatures from our northern communities, where it's 25 in Franklin right now, to our southern tier county, which is Monongalia, where it's 41 right now in Morgantown. Pittsburgh in between, right at 30 degrees. Greensburg 34, and Waynesburg right now at 39 degrees. Southeast winds will blow those temperatures up a little bit today. Pittsburgh should make low 40s. North of Pittsburgh, temperatures are going to stay in the 30s throughout the day today. 42 for the high in Pittsburgh today. Sunshine, those high to mid-level clouds, but the sun still bleeding and filtering through those clouds this afternoon. Tonight, clouds will be on the increase. 37 for the overnight low. That'll be about 10 o'clock tonight. I put the arrow in to indicate temperatures will be rising slowly overnight tonight. By first thing tomorrow morning, most areas in and around Pittsburgh about 42, 43 degrees. Here's Storm Tracker, 5 a.m., mostly cloudy skies. Now, rain will start to work into the area by about 9 o'clock from Beaver, Butler, Clarion on north. This is the new Storm Tracker. I promised you with the new rainfall and timing. Notice the rain actually does make it down into Pittsburgh, but the bulk of the rain stays north of Pittsburgh. So the farther north you go, up toward the I-80 corridor, the steadier the rain is going to be. Some places like Grove City, Clarion, Franklin could pick up a half inch to an inch of rain during the day tomorrow, while Pittsburgh get some scattered showers. South of I-70, not much rain at all during the day tomorrow. Matter of fact, temperatures because of that will be noticeably warmer. 57 in Pittsburgh for a high tomorrow. Morgantown to about 65, and even tomorrow night, most of the rain staying northwest of Pittsburgh. I think over the weekend as a whole, Friday through Saturday night, ½ to 1 inch of rain for much of the area. Lesser amounts to the south. Now, you folks in Uniontown, Morgantown, Garrett County, Maryland, most of your rain is going to come Saturday evening because as we go back to Storm Tracker on Saturday morning, a couple of light showers to start the day in the morning, 10 a.m. Got a shower up near Beaver County, Lawrence County, a few trying to work their way into Pittsburgh. But even at 1:30, most of the action is to the north of Pittsburgh. And notice the clearing skies to the south. So Morgantown should make it into the 70s on Saturday. Pittsburgh about 66. You get up toward the I-80 corridor, going to stay in the 50s throughout the day. And then here comes the rain into Saturday night, and could have a rumble or two of thunder with this front as it passes through. 66 on Saturday, a little cooler on Sunday, but not terrible. A couple of showers early in the morning. 49 for the high. Average high this time of the year, about 36 degrees. 5-day forecast with your weekend always in view. Still mild Monday. As a matter of fact, we'll start next week well above normal. Monday, mostly cloudy. High temperature, about 52 degrees. Overnight low Monday night, only down to 39. Gordon?
Fewer Pennsylvania households entered this winter without heat in the last 2 years. According to the state, about 18,000 homes started this winter without heat or unsafe heating sources. That's about 1% less than last year and 5% less than in 2017. Examples of unsafe heating sources include kerosene heaters, kitchen stoves, and electric space heaters. A Pittsburgh staple is returning to the Super Bowl. A company out of New York is working on a new Heinz ketchup commercial. Our partners at the Pittsburgh Business Times report the new ad will introduce the world to Heinz Honey Racha. It's a mix of honey and sriracha. It will hit store shelves this spring. The 30-second commercial will be directed by Francis Ford Coppola's son. This year's Super Bowl ads are going for $5 million. Will he or won't he? The latest on Sidney Crosby and if he will rejoin the Penguins lineup this week.
Count on Severe Weather Team 11 Alert on Channel 11 Morning News.
When snow falls, we use the area's most powerful tools to keep you prepared.
Pittsburgh's most extensive school closings are on your screen all the time.
In Severe Weather Center 11, I'm tracking snow totals in your neighborhood.
While I direct our fleet of traffic trackers to show you live road conditions. From the breaking news desk, I'm bringing you urgent updates all morning.
Count on 11 Alert on Channel 11 Morning News.
Sidney Crosby is closer than ever to rejoining the Penguins. Crosby was on the ice at practice yesterday. Still nothing official. Crosby has not set a timetable, but all eyes are on the Colorado game Friday. Patrick Hornquist is optimistic.
He's the best player in the world, and he's going to help this team to move forward, and we're all looking forward to the day he's coming back in the lineup, and it's fun to see him out in practice, and his skill level is unbelievable, so it's coming up very soon.
And a couple other injured Penguins are close to returning. Nick Bjugstad is practicing. Mike Sullivan says he's encouraged by the progress. Walmart thinks it has a technological tool that will allow it to pick, pack, and deliver shoppers' online grocery orders faster. The company unveiled the robot called AlphaBot. The system uses autonomous carts to retrieve the items and goods people are ordering online. The robots can't do everything. Once the carts have the items they're looking for, the AlphaBot sends them to workstations where a worker would check for accuracy, bag everything, and then finish the delivery. A big warm-up this weekend in Pittsburgh, and it's already warming up inside the National Aviary on the north side. The aviary opened its Escape to the Islands exhibits today with the Flamingo Island Adventures. The aviary is showcasing rare birds from islands around the world. That's all for Channel 11 News at noon. Our next newscast is tonight at 5. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.
More than 500 turkeys given away for free to families in need. A local sheriff's department and a group of volunteers provide a Thanksgiving meal every year to those who can't afford it.
It means a lot to us, too, that, hey, we can help somebody out in need.
It's a blessing. Giving a holiday boost to families in need makes us proud to be from Pittsburgh.
Proud to be from Pittsburgh. Brought to you by your local Honda dealers. Great cars, great people for a great